Hey, welcome to my August wrap up. This is going to be an interesting one. I will say, go ahead and preface this. The only reason I read 11 books is because four of them are graphic novels, and then actually, five of them were graphic novels, and four of them were audiobooks. So I really only read, what is that, two with my eyeballs on my Kindle. I didn't read any physical books. It was a weird month. It was my birthday month, which was was good, but I felt kind of sick on and off throughout August, and then just had some personal stuff come up, so I didn't read as much as I normally would. But I will go ahead and get into the books I read. Again, I read 11 books, and the first one was Play Along by Liz Tomford. I loved this book. This book was absolutely amazing. I think this is the best installment of the Windy City series so far. I think the series just gets better and better as we go along. But yeah, absolutely stunning. I have not stopped thinking about Isaiah and Kennedy since I read it. Normally, I can forget character names the second I finish reading it. Even if I loved the book, even if it's so amazing, my brain just gets rid of it. But I can't stop thinking about Isaiah and Kennedy. They are just perfect. And I loved getting to read about them. So this book is about Kennedy, who's the only woman on the baseball team that Isaiah plays for. And she's not treated very well by her boss. And you kind of follow her as she realizes her worth within that community and, kind of deals with her own family issues and all of that. And then Isaiah is also dealing with his own things. But there's one crazy night in Vegas where they both get insanely drunk, and it's a marriage marriage of convenience in Vegas. But we follow their relationship as they grow as friends, and then as they become more. And you see Isaiah, who's this light-hearted, funny person when he's with everybody because he feels like he can't be his, I guess, darker self. Like he has his own things that he's dealing with, but he feels like Kennedy is a safe space to go through those with. The way they care for each other is so sweet, and I really love the found family in this book, this series, but really this book in particular. And I can't wait for the next one. It's going to be following Rio's point of view, and we see him throughout the book, so I can't wait. He's going to be a fun time. But yeah, in case you can't tell, I gave this book 5 stars. It was absolutely amazing, and I recommend the series. The first book in the Windy City series is not that great. I mean, it's fine, but it's nothing like the rest of the books in the series. The second, third, fourth, and I'm assuming the fifth will be better, but it's nothing like those. And then second, I read Sadie by Courtney Summers. This is a YA thriller mystery, and I really enjoyed the way that it was set up. So there's kind of two main parts, right? So we're following the podcast as the episodes are getting released, and then we're also following Sadie while she's going through what those episodes are about, if that makes sense. It's it's really well done. It's so cool. This is really a female rage story, and it was very well done. I loved the female rage aspect, but it's also a story about girls who go missing and what that does to their communities, their families, and just the world as a whole. It really did feel like a true crime podcast, which was so cool. I haven't the only other book that I've read with a podcast in it was Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, but that was a completely different type of podcast, and the true crime part of this really worked very well. And I want more answers, but I also at the same time feel like the ending to this was absolutely perfect. But I just want more. I really do. I will say, if you're interested in reading this, you should look up trigger warnings. I didn't. I kind of wish I had. Um, but that's again just if you're interested in reading it. It gets really heavy really quickly. So just be aware of that. But I gave this 4.75 stars because it was that good. It was so close to being a complete 5 stars. Um, but yeah, it was just the ending. It got me. Um, the next book I read was The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton. This, how do I describe this book? There's a little bit of everything. So we have a sci-fi dystopian fiction. And you really explore what it means to be human and what is humanity. Because I don't want to give anything away, and it's really difficult to talk about this book without giving things away. So I'm just going to leave it there. It is about what is humanity and how do we classify humans. We also talk about how people cope with the idea of the end of the world. But I gave that 4 stars. That was our book club pick for last month. I think it was like a July, August pick, but it was really good. 4 stars. I think everybody in book club gave it 4 stars, which is insane because we were usually pretty split. And then fourth, I read A False Start by Elsie Silver. This is the last in the Gold Rush Ranch series. I liked that series. It wasn't my favorite series by her, but I did really enjoy the last book in that series. We follow Nadia and Griffin as they try to ignore their feelings. She is his best friend's little sister. I think it just started raining or the wind is going really hard. So if you hear my dog, I'm so sorry. But we follow them as they try to ignore their feelings for each other. Again, she's his best friend's little sister. And I loved their growth because they not only grew separately, but they grew together as well. They didn't fully lean on each other for all of their growth, which was really nice to see. There were a lot of really cute moments between the two of them or when they were apart where you could just really tell they care about each other and they remembered things from years ago, and they each had their own struggles and issues that they were trying to deal with while also wanting to be together, but they had to work through those. It was so well done, and I am sad to see the series go, even though it's not my favorite by Elsie Silver, but it is a good one, and I gave that book 4 stars. Next, I read volumes 1 through 4. I read more, but I don't have the physical copies in front of me to say which ones I read, but I definitely read copies 1 through 4 of Lore Olympus by Rachel Smith. I don't know. But I read it on Webtoons, and then I look at the physical copy to see which ones I've gone through. And I know I can look it up on the internet. I understand that. I fully do. But I just don't trust it because it seems like it's such a short amount of episodes. So I have to look at it to say if that's correct or not, which maybe I need to just let that go. But I at least read volumes 1 through 4, which were all reads for me. I love Lore Olympus. I think it is a great way to get into Greek mythology if you are scared of it or if you aren't sure if it'll be your thing. I think it's a really wonderful way to kind of dip your toe into it. It's a graphic novel series. The art style is absolutely stunning. It's all blues and pinks and then bright, vibrant colors. And it really makes the story of Hades and Persephone digestible, because I feel like a lot of times Greek mythology can be very confusing, especially if you're not used to it. I not only do I like the art style, I like the trauma representation. I think that it's really, really, really well done. I, I speaking of, I will say, if you're interested, you should look up trigger warnings. Any Greek mythology, look up trigger warnings, but especially this, because some of it, it's not that it's graphic, it's just that for me, seeing pictures of things that either I've been through or is just triggering for me, it's harder than like reading it on a page or listening to it for an audiobook. So I would just be careful. But yeah, I love the series and they're all 5 stars. Even if I critically think about it and they might not be 5 stars, they're 5 stars because I love them. Um, so those were books 5 through 8, and then number 9, I read Saga Volume 10 by Brian K. Vaughan. I will say I thought this was going to be the one to wreck me. It was not this one. It was Volume 9, the one before this. It still pulls at my heartstrings. No matter what, these characters, the storyline, it's going. Hi, buddy. Hi. It's going to make me emotional, but yeah, I just want the characters to be okay. Like I'm I'm tired of them being hurt. I just want them to be all together, be a family, not have to worry about anybody else dying or leaving or anything like that. Hi, Bubba. My dog is here. You want to see? Bubba, Bubba. Um, but yeah, it was still really good. And just like Lore Olympus, sorry, had to rearrange it. Just like Lore Olympus, Saga, every volume is 5 stars. I can't rate it less than 5 stars, even if it's just so good. I can't do it. Is it raining, Bubba? You're okay. It does not like storms. Okay, and then number 10, I read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. Um, I I have conflicting feelings for this one. I loved the fall vibes, the Gilmore Girls, kind of like nature of it with the small town, the cafe, just all of those things. Um, and the grumpy sunshine between the main characters. I this didn't this didn't fully work for me because every single problem our main characters had could have been solved with a conversation or by not assuming anything. Because it was just really frustrating to have two grown adults not communicate and then assume and not follow up on it. It was just really frustrating. So that one I gave 3.5 stars. I will continue with the series. I thought that it was fun, quick, easy. The audio book isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Um, so yeah, I will continue on with that series. Sorry, I can't keep my hand still. And then the last and final book that I read in August was Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. Loved it. Um, I think this installment was really well done. I liked the different perspectives that we were getting and the new characters we were introduced to. Um, there were so many twists and turns, and yeah, I really like where we're heading with this story, and I can't wait for more of the romance to develop. Yeah, I don't really want to say much more than that about what's actually in the book because it's the fourth in the series if you read it the way I did. But yeah, I gave this 4 stars, probably closer to like 4.25, 4.5. I finished it and was like, okay, I'm ready to start the next one. I still haven't, but I rarely finish a book in a series and immediately want to go on to the next one. So that was really telling. So yeah. But that is all I have read for August. And I think it was really a pretty good month, especially for going through a reading slump. I know 5 of those were graphic novels. So do with that what you will. I don't really care. But I am so proud of myself because I was so slow, so slumpy, not feeling well, personal things, all the things I've already said. But it was really, really nice to get that number because I was not expecting it when I sat down to plan this out. But yeah, I am still really excited about my September TBR and my fall TBR, which should be coming out soon. And yeah, I'm so excited for the rest of the year. Fall is my favorite, so it's nice to get out of the summery months and summery reads. I'm not a summer person really at all. Um, but yeah, that is all that I have for you today. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please go ahead and like and maybe leave a comment down below. And then if you want to see more content from me, please hit that subscribe button. Bye.